All right, everybody, here we are. We're at Lincoln Middle School. Get a shot of the school. This is actually, this is actually a school I went to, but it was K through 8 at the time, and I lived directly across the street, right down that street. So I'd get out, I'd wake up at 8:20 and I'd be in school by 8:30. But at Lincoln Middle School, it's a very special week. This week is Leadership Camp week, and basically what they're doing is they've got kids from all over town that are going into Lincoln Middle School for the first time, and they've got all kinds of activities. They've got the state police helicopter here. You've got police, you've got fire department, you've got everybody represented here. They all talk to these kids, and I was lucky enough, we've got 3 guys right here that were in it. You guys were in it, right? Yeah. How long ago were you in it?
2 years ago.
What's your name?
Sean.
John?
Sean.
Sean? Sean, 2 years ago?
Yep. Probably 7.
Michael, 7 years ago?
6.
6 years ago. What's your name?
Mike.
Mike? Yeah. And you're Michael?
No, Logan.
Oh, Logan. Logan. All right, Logan, Mike, and Sean. So what can you say about the leadership camp? What did it mean to you?
It was a really good experience because, you know, we're really nervous going into the middle school. You know, we're like kind of getting out of our shell, and you know, everyone was so helpful between the cops and the mentors and the teachers. And you know, we really learned about the school, but we also had fun. You know, we had the fire department come, we had the helicopter land, so you know, it was
nice.
A good mix.
And what elementary school did you go to?
I went to Roosevelt.
Roosevelt. What elementary school did you go to?
Jefferson.
You were at Jefferson. So you had the same situation where you're coming in, you're meeting a lot of kids for the first time. What did leadership camp mean to you?
I've had to say some of the things, like some of the same things that Mike said. Like it did take a lot off of you. Like if you thought about coming in and you're stressed, like it relaxed you in a way because you learned about the school, and like the police officers were very helpful, the mentors. It made you feel ready in a way, and for me it did. And
you met a lot of the kids that you met at leadership camp. You ended up seeing first day of school, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Were you nervous that first day? Do you remember?
Yes and no.
Yeah. All right, Sean, tell me about your experience. So
same thing as like Logan, Mike, you know, taught me a lot not to be scared. You know, people are there for you. You have friends, you have mentors, you have guidance to help you around the school, the helicopter.
Were you nervous first day?
Yeah.
You were, right?
Yeah, right.
Because it's like, oh no, all these kids, I have no idea. Did you have some of your friends, what elementary school did you go to?
Jefferson.
Did you have some of your friends from Jefferson that came to leadership camp? So you had a little bit, but then you got to meet everybody else, right?
Yeah.
And they break it up, what is it, into 4 teams?
Yes, 4 teams.
So really, you're kind of forced to start meeting people, but in a friendly, fun way, right? So tell me about the helicopter. How cool was that when it first came?
It was a pretty cool experience. Not something you definitely get to see every day. It lands right in front of you.
I know, I'm excited about it. I can't wait for it to take off. I've never seen one this close. So, and how old are you guys now? 18? 19? 14. So if anybody that's watching that right now, maybe they're going into 6th grade and next year they're going into Lincoln Middle School, do you recommend them coming to leadership camp?
100%.
Really?
It's a great experience.
Nice. All right, so in a little while we're going to be talking to Anthony DeLallo. Thank you guys. And you guys must really like it because you're here again today. Pretty soon we're going to talk to Anthony DeLallo. He's going to tell us what exactly leadership camp is. All right, hang on. All right, so here's Anthony DeLallo. Anthony's going to tell us a little bit about what leadership camp is all about.
Good morning, all. Leadership Camp is a 1-week program here at Lincoln Middle School here in Hawthorne. It's put together by the Hawthorne Police Department, the Hawthorne Municipal Alliance, the mayor and council, and it has a full support of the entire community. The campers, who are all incoming 6th graders here to Lincoln Middle School, they come from a variety of schools within our school district: Roosevelt School, Jefferson School, Washington School, and some of those out of district. The whole point of this program is so that they become acquainted with one another and become comfortable. Well, how do we achieve that? Between the police department, and as you see behind me, the state police, and the teachers that are here, namely Mr. Agnes, Mr. Drew, and Mr. Kolk, we have a combination of programs that develop their leadership skills, respect, opportunity, and responsibility, which we promote through K through 5 in the ROAR program. So some of the things they do here during the week are as they become familiar with the school, the curriculum, the classroom, lockers, the use of combination locks, scheduling.
Oh, they don't have any of that in elementary, right? So that even that's
grading
brand new.
system, traveling time, which is 3 minutes, kids, 3 minutes to get from class to class. And just so that on the first 2 or 3 weeks of school, the teachers can go and teach their curriculum instead of having to explain to the kids, here's your locker, what is a locker, how do you do the combination lock. So by them attending this program, not only does it make them more comfortable with going to Lincoln Middle School on their first day, but it makes them extremely comfortable because they have knowledge in what they're going to do, and they can step right into the classroom and start their classroom learning, as opposed to the teacher having to walk them through the first 2 or 3 weeks of the middle school program.
And how long has Leadership Camp been going on?
This year is Leadership Camp's 20th anniversary.
20 years?
So it was initially put together by Mr. Al Agnes, who was my 5th grade teacher back in 1985.
He was my teacher. He's up there?
Retired Lieutenant Carmen from the police department. They started it 20 years ago, and it's since then it has thrived in many ways, shapes and forms, and it seems like it's become a mainstay here in our community, because you hear a lot of parents talk about it, and I'm proud to say that we're able to provide this for our, not kids, which it's all about, but for the parents also, because it makes their lives easier as incoming 6th grade parents that may or may not have been through this before. So Mr. Agnes is still here with us, our 20th year.
And he's up there?
And he is still helping out.
Wow.
He is phasing it over to Mr. Drew and Mr. Kolk, which both of those teachers are aware of. He's done a fine job. Mr. Agnes, one of my best friends, and if it wasn't for him, this program really would never have taken off, because he's just a motivated and highly intelligent, respectful individual.
That's tremendous. I remember when we had Mr. Agnes. Do you remember, you know the Beatles song, "We're So Sorry, Uncle Albert"?
I do know the Beatles song, not all of them, but that, yes.
So we used to say that, like, whenever we got in trouble, it was, "We're so sorry, Albert Agnes."
And Mr. Agnes, as we know, was the most strict teacher.
Yeah.
According to us kids at the time, right? Little did we know the lessons, life lessons that he was providing to us, that now we realize what he was doing. Back then,
yeah, exactly.
But thank God for Mr. Agnes and this program, and any of the parents that have had children that have gone through this, and the parents that have children currently this week, I can guarantee you their children are going to benefit from it, and the parents are going to do nothing but support this program.
It's kind of life-changing for the kids.
And on the parents' end also, I thank the Police Department, the Municipal Alliance, Chamber of Commerce. The parents assist with this program or not. Every individual in the cafeteria is a parent volunteering their time to help serve breakfast and lunch to the kids during those specific times. And we do have plenty of establishments in town which help us out too. Namely, you have throughout our menu, you have Puzo's, Villa Rosa, Lakeview, Dunkin' Donuts on Goffel Road, Sunrise Bagels in Wyckoff. I'm forgetting one, and I'm gonna get yelled at. Andy Nicolais, Hawthorne Diner, who provides lunch for 102 of these campers.
Wow.
Plus, we have 18 student mentors, and student mentors, for those of you unaware, are students that are currently 8th graders or have just graduated 8th grade from LMS, and they are handpicked by the teachers each year. So there's 18 of them, and those are the kids that, in the teacher's eyes, went above and beyond their student expectations as students. So of course, great grades, highly involved with the school, extracurricular activities, and respected by their peers and teachers. So they're here to help these kids. So each team, red, blue, tan, and orange, actually has 5 student mentors assigned to it. And let us not forget, each team does have 1 or 2 police officers from the police department as their team leader, per se, to show and be a role model what leadership is all about.
And what happens at the end of the week? I know there's something about a belt.
All right, so we could maybe put it into the show later on. I can send you a picture of it. But there is as we tell the kids, a 24-karat gold WWE wrestling belt that the winning team does receive at the end of the week.
Nice.
And winning team, how do you win? You win through gaining points. Well, how do you gain points? You gain points through winning exercises, but not just that. You gain points from showing respect to one another, yourselves, to other teams, being responsible, something as simple as holding a door for someone and showing leadership. And that belt will get displayed in the middle school throughout the year with the respective winning team's color of their visor and their shirt. so that team has bragging rights throughout the school year that they were the winning leadership camp team for 2022.
And tell me about the helicopter. So what happens with the helicopter?
So the helicopter, and we're thankful to the state police. This is the second year in a row that the state police has helped us out. So the helicopter comes out of the Trenton Mercer Airport. They fly up here, and they are a phone call away for us, not just an emergency, but they have their programs too on the police end that are community related. This being one of them. They come up, and the two pilots provide approximately a half hour of question and answer to the campers. 2 teams at a time, as you may have seen in the background. Blue and red was just out there for their half hour. Now orange and tan are going to come out, and the pilots will explain a little bit as far as what they do, how to get involved, why they got involved, and what the aircraft itself does and is used for.
Awesome.
So they do have a phenomenal community policing department on the state police level as well.
Well, we're going to stay here until the helicopter leaves, and everybody will get a chance to see exactly how a helicopter. This is as close as I'm excited.
You should be
I can
excited.
imagine these kids must be psyched.
I can tell it brings out the inner child in you.
I have 100%, 100%.
So, if you're seeing this or viewing this, please show your support for the leadership camp. And if you talk to any parents that have been through it or that are going to graduate as parents this coming week on Friday, and we do have a graduation program on Friday as part of the program, give the support, speak to someone. It's very important. Family time is important. Family vacations are important. But this is the best thing that you can do for your child going into the 6th grade.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know how busy you are right now. I can't wait to see the
Thank you, sir, for
helicopter
your time.
leave. And we'll talk to a couple of the other people.
And
Thanks.
we have the great one, Mr. Agnes.
I
here.
know. I'm hoping he'll share some time with us.
I think Mr. Agnes would love to share.
Unbelievable. Here. Oh, look who it is. Hey, I'll share video with you. How are you? Good to see you. Good.
This is a blast in the past.
I can't believe it. Guy, I am standing here with Mr. Agnes. I can't even call him by his first name. You just, no matter what happens, when you're a teacher-student relationship, it's always Mr. until the day we die. Mr. Agnes.
Hard to break the tradition.
Mr. Agnes, who started teaching at Lincoln School when it was K through 8 in '74, and I ended up having Mr. Agnes, as I'm sure a lot of you guys watching, in '74, '75, and then graduated in '76.
Yeah, it'd be about right.
Yeah, so you've been involved in Hawthorne a long time.
Yes, yeah. I grew up in Hawthorne. I originally attended Washington School back in the '60s.
Yeah, same voice. It's all coming back to me now.
Yep. Then I went. My first year teaching '74 was when Lincoln was a K-8 school.
Yeah.
Which I kind of liked better than
I know.
middle school. Then in '84, after I got married, I went to Roosevelt School, where I taught 5th grade for 17 years.
Wow.
Then I heard that there was an opening in Lincoln Middle School for a 6th grade teacher, and that's when I came back and I taught with Roseanne Zagata, and I finished
Right
up
back
my
to 6th
career
grade.
there. Spent 11 years.
Wow.
Altogether, I think in Lincoln Middle School was 21 years, and then.
So in the entire school system, how long have you been working with kids?
38 years.
38 years.
Yeah, and
God
this is
bless
the
you.
20th year of this program. I designed this in 2002, I think, is when I put the program together with Brian Carmen.
So you came up with the whole concept.
Right. What happened was I was teaching 5th grade in Roosevelt School, and when I came here to teach 6th grade, I saw the transition was so difficult.
Yeah.
The kids were frustrated. You spent 2 weeks trying to get the kids on track just to figure out lockers and find their way around schedules. So I had Brian Carmen's daughter in 5th grade in Roosevelt, and then when we moved to 6th grade, she came with me and ended up being in my class again. And he and I got into a conversation. He said, "You seem frustrated." And I said to him, "Something's wrong. This is a difficult transition that we're going through." I said, what do you need to do? I said, "We got to design a program that we can transition these kids from 5th grade to 6th grade." He said, "Okay, give me some time." He went to the Alliance Committee. He got some money. He hooked up with, at that point, we hooked up with the National Guard. He got the helicopters. And I mean, he had a million connections. So now my end was transitioning the kids into Lincoln Middle School, training them to put together a program that would make their lives a lot easier. I spent about 50 hours trying to develop a curriculum.
Wow.
That I brought to the 6th grade teachers and had them look at it. I had my principal look at it, And, you know, we went through some adjustments we had to make. So the first couple of years, I was the only teacher. We started out with maybe 50 kids.
That's
and
still
then,
pretty good first
you know,
year.
It worked out well. And then it got to the point where it was just too many kids. I couldn't fit them in a classroom.
Yeah.
So I hired another teacher. And now I have 2 teachers that I hired, and this is my last year. I'm going to segue my way out. And their technology is a lot more talented than mine.
Yeah.
It's kind of bittersweet in the sense that I've seen it grown, and I made a lot of friends, and I've seen the difference it makes with the kids.
Yeah.
It's amazing that the town is so supportive, because you're getting support from every direction.
Yeah. I mean, look who's here.
These people, they're all part of the program. You know, they bring the fire department in. They do a program with them. You know, we were doing first aid at different times. You have a community effort, and because of that, the program has stayed so strong.
Well, and it's all for the sake of the kids.
What's amazing is that you see the kids transition from today to Friday, and how much more comfortable they are.
Yeah.
It really is an overwhelming experience.
A lot of nerves today.
The kids are very nervous.
Yeah.
You can see, but you'll see quickly that they will make the adjustment. The mentors are students that are chosen. We had 80 students apply as mentors this year. They're 7th or 8th graders.
Wow, 80.
80, and we only chose 16
because they love what they experience.
They want to help.
Yeah.
They want to help the kids, and they literally are rated by their teachers. So we choose the top 16 students as mentors, and then break them up into their groups, and they lead their groups. And so you have the cream of the crop that they've been through the program.
Yeah. Because
they've been through the program, they know what's going on. And a lot of times they take the ball and they run with it.
Are other towns doing these kind of programs that you know of?
This is funny. My wife keeps getting mad at me because she said, you really should patent this program. Because I have friends who are in other school systems, and they say to me, I wish my town would do this. But you don't realize how many people you have to get to cooperate. It really is a massive effort. And if one portion breaks down, it's a problem. And it's not that it's cost effective. You have to manage your money effectively in order to keep the kids sort of entertained, and fed food that they'll eat. How kids are nowadays. But you know, the final result is when you see a kid who hasn't gone through the program, and they're in here the first couple weeks of school, they struggle.
They're disoriented. Yeah.
You know, the teachers used to say to me, we can now pick out the kids who have gone through leadership camp.
Well, hopefully we're gonna post this. We're gonna show this. Hopefully, other towns, other communities are gonna see this kind of program. We had a chance to talk to 3 of the kids that went through the program, and they're here today. You know, because they loved it.
Yes.
And so, hopefully, by other communities seeing this type of program, will encourage them to honor the and respect the transition that these kids are going through.
And I'm sure if they needed advice, that any of us would be willing to give them advice on different ideas of how we run things and how our program is set up with our curriculum, because we have the teachers have a complete curriculum that they follow with timelines and everything else, plus the competition that we have between the teams,
that's great,
which is really a lot. It's really funny because the police officers do not like to lose.
I know.
Their personality is that
they're going to win. They want their team to win.
Yes.
Well, listen, Mr. Agnes, I appreciate you teaching me, but I appreciate what you're doing for the kids, and obviously serving 38 years in the school system in Hawthorne says a lot about your desire to work with the kids, and you could see it just in talking to Chief Knepper and talking to Anthony DeLallo. You could just see how much passion there is to help these kids out.
We like the success that we're having because that's where we get our satisfaction.
Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And listen, for anybody that's watching this, if you want to get this started in your community, let me know. I will reach out to the people necessary and help you guys start it up in their towns. I mean, this is unbelievable.
It's 20 years, and I'm sure it'll be going well long after I'm gone.
Next time we'll have to get you to set one up going from 8th grade to high school, because that's where I got killed. That was traumatized my entire freshman year.
Yes, yeah, and it is very difficult.
Yeah, but this is a great start. It's a great start because everybody, for the most part, most of the kids that are going to the Lincoln Middle School program are going to end up in Hawthorne High School.
Yes, they are.
So they now have a bond for these 3 years.
Yeah, people don't understand that something as simple as opening and closing a lock. I still have nightmares that I'm in Hawthorne High School and I can't open my lock.
That was a nightmare.
Yes.
Yeah, that was murder.
Or you've gone to the wrong floor.
Yeah.
You're at the wrong classroom. These are things that when you talk to people, it's like, yeah, I went through that. I remember that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And by the end of today, they will be opening locks very well and having a great time with it.
Well, thank you again so much.
My
I wish
pleasure.
you all the best. I guess it's retirement from retirement, is that?
Yeah, I still keep busy doing something.
Well, I thank you so much, and hopefully we'll see this spread to other communities.
My pleasure.
Thank you. All right, guys, we're gonna see the helicopter. We're gonna watch the helicopter take off in a little while. All right, stay tuned. All right, here it is. What all the campers have been waiting for. Day 1 of leadership camp, and the New Jersey State Troopers are about to take off. What a way to start the camp. The 2 state troopers, helicopter pilots that work for the state, came and talked to the kids, gave them a whole lesson on how helicopters work and what they do. Now they all get a chance to watch it take off. Do a flyby for the kids. There it is. Lincoln Middle School Leadership Camp, Day 1. Pretty awesome program they put together. All right, be well, everybody.